So it's been a little while, I've been busy, but as you can see, the 79 Capri with the SVO powertrain has been performing like a daily commuter. I did go with the manual boost controller, and that was pretty cool. I put a set of AP104 plugs in there and brought the gap down to like 30 thousandths. I'm in the middle of getting the steering shaft back on. One thing I do want to mention is I will say believe the hype, because the car performed way better with the Motorcraft wires, cap and rotor, and auto light plugs. I had some MSD wires on there and some NGK TR5s, and it just seemed to respond way better. Fuel pressure's at like 39, 40 with the vacuum off, and it does rise with boost, so everything seems good there. Got a new fan motor on too, because we needed that. And yeah, radio in there, we got some speakers, we're cruising. No issues there. I left the boost at a conservative 12 pounds because I just want to drive the car and have fun with it. I don't want to try to make as much power as I can. And I'm under the hood now. I'm just doing a couple little things. I have installed a boost gauge and a wideband just to monitor some data and, you know, make sure I'm not blowing the thing up while I'm driving. I put a tilt wheel in from like an 84 GT. I really like the tri-spoke wheel with the fatter leather feel, so I'm just doing that for comfort. And everything else seems to be working out pretty good. We addressed the sunroof, as you can see here in the video, with the sunroof seal kit from LMR. That was really great. So I'll walk you through a couple things I did there. So looking in here, there's not really a lot of rot, which is surprising for a sunroof area. And at first, when I was addressing the leak inside from the sunroof, I thought it could have been coming from these clips here that the front of the sunroof slides into. But it wasn't really that. It turned out to be that the holes were just clogged and the rainwater had no way of getting out of here. So it was literally full to the top. So I used a combination of coat hangers, guitar strings, brake cable line, and I was able to free up all those holes. And it rained the last few days. I mean, you can see the ground there, it's still a little damp. And this is how it looked. No rainwater in there. So that's a good thing. I'm gonna lay on the new seals from LMR now. Weather strip for the sunroof there. How supple. It's pretty full, not sunk down like the other one. I believe that's gonna help a lot. I just wonder if the sunroof is gonna close because it's so full and big. And they also leave it long enough to where they give you a whole extra piece here. So as I said, this seal right here, you know, putting the seal on the sunroof, this pops into the channel that's under this. And my suggestion would be to make sure that's clear of all debris, any rust, any kind of shale, anything in there. You want that seal to pop in fully square, so when it sits in like that. You don't want any kind of seal, like even that I'm not happy with. Sunroof is definitely sealed tight. I think it looks great. Another thing too is when you get in here, you know, pop it, put it up a few times, see how it sits, see where your problem areas are, and maybe address them that way. And you also want to check how it closes. If it binds up at all, you don't want that. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. And all along the car is just, it's really come into its own. When I had a chance to put it on the lift at work, I greased all of the clutch mechanism, basically the clutch rod that pushes on the clutch fork there. It's, you know, like I said, I have a dog bone delete, so I was able to grease all that stuff up, and it really came to life. It started working quite smooth. We do have a tailpipe on, as you can see in the video as well. My buddy Steve over at Tire MD let me use the lift, and I tacked on a tailpipe from like a 98 GT. So my pals over at Tire MD in Bristol, Rhode Island, let me use the lift today. I threw up on the lift, and I got a tailpipe from my buddy's junk pile. It's probably for like a 98 GT or something like that. But the tip worked out really nice. I made a hanger, and yeah, we got a tailpipe on it now, so it's quiet. I was gonna have to cut it up and modify it anyways, so I just cut it all up to make it work. And it did work. Really quieted the car down, took away a lot of the drone, just having a muffler under the back seat. Maybe even provided some back pressure I needed. So some things in the future, like I said, I'm just gonna drive this car and have some fun with it. I've been able to connect with some SVO guys, some Capri guys in my area because of the car and the YouTube channel, and sharing it on different Facebook platforms. So that's been a whole lot of fun. I'm hoping to meet up with some of them. So I think in the future, I'm gonna try to do there's a popular mod the 94, 95, 5.0 SN95 throttle body on the upper intake here on these. I just want to improve the throttle response a little bit. This is really kind of stiff and kind of sluggish to get going. So I'm going to do that. And I have a throttle body and an upper plenum coming, so I'll be able to preserve the stock parts I take off, put them to the side, and make everything work. And just to test and see how I like it. And if not, I can just put it back to stock. And then maybe a front mount intercooler setup from Stinger. Those guys have been really great on their forum over there. Please check it out. It's a Stinger Performance Forum. Really helpful, great group of guys, and you know, willing to help you out if you ask the right questions. So I really appreciate the help they've given me over the last few weeks. So I'll probably cruise around towards the end of the video and take some hits, take you guys with me. But it's just a quick update to let you know that this car was going to be the one on the back burner, and it ended up just getting done. And I'm really pleased with the performance. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's still a 4-cylinder in a way, so you can cruise on the highway, and it's not really an issue until you really goose it, and then the boost comes in, and it's a whole lot of fun. So in the next coming up video, I'm going to walk you through a couple other Capris I have and what I have planned for them. One of them is a really clean, low mileage one, and another is the one I've had from the beginning, my very first car. Extremely sentimental, and it means so much to me, and I'm really going to go through that one and kind of build the car of my dreams. But I just love these Capris, and there's not enough Capri content on YouTube, so I'm glad to be talking about them. With these builds too, you know, I want to thank this car especially. I want to thank Ron's Performance Thunderbirds in California. He helped me out with some parts I needed. My buddy Miles Debshaw was always there to help me out with you know, some tech stuff. He's another Capri fan, and he's been a great friend through it all. And my buddy Kevin and my buddy John, those guys really came in and woodshedded with me in the garage, and you know, whether it was a timing belt or making exhaust work or checking this or checking that or having them reach something I couldn't. I just this is kind of the thing that I was missing a little bit, the camaraderie from the car thing. You know, I was away from it for so long, and now just, you know, having fun with this, your buddies get together, and it's just fun. It's kind of inspiring, and it's good, clean fun, and you go home at the end of the day and nobody's hurt. Well, maybe hurt a little bit, but nothing major. So yeah, man, just check out some pulls, check out the car. Like I said, it's a 79 Capri RS Turbo with 81,000 miles. I put an 86 SVO powertrain in it. It's running a PE computer, manual boost controller, 3-inch downpipe, MagnaFlow muffler. That's about it for the performance side. Just adjusted fuel pressure regulator. I did talk to the guys too at Stinger Performance, and it seems like the air fuel ratio is pretty good when it's under boost. It's like about 10.5 to 1, which they said that's how the factory calibration is, so nothing really to worry about. Tip in fuel ratio seems good, cruise seems good, so I'm just gonna drive this thing and have some fun along the way. And if you guys appreciate these kind of videos, if you're a fan of the Mercury Capris, please subscribe, like, share, whatever you want to do. Yeah, we got more Capri content coming. The next big project is going to be a big one. I don't know even where to begin, where to start, but I need to get it going soon before I lose motivation. But we'll talk soon, guys. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll see you in the next video in about a week. Peace. Take it out. Last night I took it out for a little bit, and I still can't fully get that full boost little stumble to disappear. We're moving. It does go extremely rich, so I'm wondering if, I mean, I shrunk the plug gap to like 30 thousandths, but I'm wondering if we're gonna go more, or the other thing is, because I did the fuel system, because I did the adjustable pressure regulator, is the volume, which this shouldn't really be, but is there too much available fuel volume wise that has me wondering. You know, it is a little heavy in the regulator. Maybe I could back that down 5 pounds and see what that does. Like I said, tip in fuel is good. Like right now, you know, as I'm rolling into it, we're about 13.0 to 1. And if you guys know anything about air fuel mixtures, you know, on a naturally aspirated car, you kind of want to be around 14.7. Forced induction cars, you want to be maybe 12.5. But tipping in at 13.0 is not bad. And as soon as I roll into the throttle, it does go down into the rich zone. So I'm not going to hurt the motor, but I want to clean it up. That little stumble is really pissing me off, and I have to really test the VAM meter and maybe even shrink plug gap a little more. I don't know. It could be a matter of me revving this thing to 6 grand, and I mean, it's only making power to 5,800. So there are a few things to look at. Just watching the wideband while I'm making some pulls. If you think about it, right, first and second gear don't really have as much load, and that's kind of when it pulls its cleanest. So I'm wondering if, I don't know, I have to test the VAM 100%, and I'm wondering if the damn TFI module that Ford was so gracious to bless us with, that has caused nothing but gremlins and problems with heat throughout the years, I wonder if that is an issue, you know. And it is only best to use a Motorcraft one. I know it sounds foolish, but new parts aren't just new parts. They really do reflect, you know, quality. I've been a mechanic my whole life, and, you know, I'm pretty good at spotting I mean, you can hear it making boost and blowing off. I'm pretty good at spotting a skip. And it's almost like the car just lays over for a second and then comes back. Like, if the TFI module isn't advancing timing, I mean, that could be something. It's just weird because it performs great in first and second gear, so you would think, all right, it has something to do with load. I'm pig rich going by the wideband. It's a brand new wideband from Autometer. I'll try to give you guys a video of what the wideband's doing when I can get to a straightaway here, but I'm kind of puzzled, and it's hard to explain to some people, you know, and they just tell you do this, do this, do this, and you know, I understand how the forums work. It's a rat race trying to get some answers, but I don't know. I'm so close, man. The car is so close. I think I'm right there. I'm on something. I mean, if it's ignition, I mean, I guess I can get some data by shrinking the plug gap, right? Like if I were to shrink up the plug gap and maybe take that out of the equation, maybe put it even down to 25,000, see what that does, which is tight. But, you know, I'm in the performance world as far as what I do for a day job, and a lot of the turbo guys like it, you know, that gap. Some of them even running at 18. So there's a possibility there. There's always a possibility. Try to give you guys an idea of what this is doing. Great. See, those 3 shifts now, no issue at all. No issue at breakup. Pulling like a mother. Going strong there. So the first part of me talking was when the car was cold, fired up right out of my driveway, and I was driving, and it had that little hesitation. I stopped at the store, I parked it, I got back in, and that's when I started filming the second part and when I made those pulls, and it pulled smooth. So am I dealing with something? Maybe it is plug gap. Maybe you know, there's not enough heat in the cylinder. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not walking away from it at all. I want to get to the bottom of it because I want it to be 100%, or as best as it's gonna get. So if you guys have any input, any of you SVO guys, I know there's a lot of you out there, and I know I've picked up a couple of subscribers, you know, since I started this, and I'm psyched because it's a great community where everybody can exchange information. Does anybody with any tips or anybody has any, just throw something out there and I can either say, yeah, I've tried that, or all right, I'll look into it. I just appreciate any input. It's like, you know, you can only call so many friends, ask them for advice, and so many buddies and run something by them. But being it's on YouTube and the great car community, you know, maybe it's something we can all chime in on and knock it out together. But yeah, there's the update. The car is running and driving. It's not an issue with that. I can drive it anywhere I want, and that's fine. But I just really, really want to clean that little stumble up under boost, under load, and the wideband is going super rich, so I may try to pull some fuel out of it, out of the regulator, and see how it reacts to that. I'm going to try shrinking the plug gap, and I'm going to test the VAM meter one more time. try to do it completely the right way, and maybe I'll try to film that because I can't find a video of anybody else doing it, just some written instructions. So there's things to look forward to. But I appreciate you guys checking this video out, really do. Thanks if you dig the project as much as I do. I really appreciate you guys, all the input I've got so far, and the subscribers and everybody who's chimed in with the great comments and suggestions. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, just share it up, subscribe if you're into Mercury Capris and 4-eyed foxes, and we'll get to the bottom of this. I'm not going to let it go until I do. Peace, guys. See you next week.